The much-publicized Auditor General's report on the Pier project was not tabled in the House of Assembly, and according to the Virgin Islands Constitution Order 2007, the report is not a public document. In an interview with JTV News, Complaints Commissioner Elton Georges says he is unclear as to why the report did not follow the established process.
The only comment that I would make is that I've seen these press reports, and what's not clear to me is how a report by the Auditor General got into the press without being laid on the table of the House of Assembly. I don't understand that. So let me just leave it at that. That I don't understand that aspect of it, how it got into the press without going to the House of Assembly, which is the route by which Auditor General's report certainly would get to be made public.
The Virgin Islands Constitution Order 2007 states that the Auditor General shall submit his or her reports under subsection 2 to the Minister, who shall within 3 months of the receipt of the reports cause them to be laid before the House of Assembly. The Constitution further states in subsection 4 that in the exercise of his or her functions, the Auditor General shall not be subject to the direction or control of any other person or authority. According to the Complaints Commissioner, the process for carrying out audits is similar to the approach taken by the Complaints Commission. He said those reports are sent to the respective agencies for the facts to be verified.
I've had, a case where the contents of the report have been questioned by a member of the House a couple of years ago, and that's people's rights to do that. Reports are factual. When I do a report, my report, and I know the Auditor General follows the same pattern, tends to, is sent in draft to the agency on which the report is done, for the simple fact of them correcting any factual errors or raising issues at that point. And therefore the final report, when it is issued, has been through that process that the agency complained against, or if it's an own motion report, say like my report on residence certificates was an own motion report, and well, that report is sent in draft to the Board of Immigration and to the Premier and the Premier's office for their comments on the facts. Did we get the facts right here? Are there any things that are wrong? Is there some more evidence that we need to look at? That kind of thing. And so once you've gone through that, it would be, I think, surprising to then for the agency itself to come back and say, well, that report is not factual. I can't say what happened, but I do know that the protocol in auditors' reports too is to have their draft looked at before it's finalized.
In a written statement, Communications and Works Minister Mark Vanterpool said it was troubling to him that the report with such serious allegations against elected members was concluded without giving him, an elected member, the opportunity to be interviewed for the facts or even defend the allegations. Minister Vanterpool also said at this stage he challenged the authenticity of the report. During his November 12th press conference, Premier Dr. Orlando Smith said the Auditor General's report on the Pier project is still in the hands of the Auditor General and the Public Accounts Committee, which is headed by the Leader of the Opposition, Ralph O'Neill. The Premier says the report can form part of a document that could be laid in the House of Assembly.